Hey guys, so excuse me, I'm gonna do a video on some medical first aid and medicine gear. So I was going through kind of my medical bag of different medicines and first aid gear, making sure nothing is expired and whatnot, and I decided to put together some barter kits is what I'm gonna call them. So if you take a big duffel bag like that one right there, which is what I keep most of the stuff in, and you take that to somebody who is in need of some kind of medicine or first aid stuff, they're going to rob you blind. There's a lot that could go wrong. It's just better to kind of keep your cards close to your chest, so to speak. So, that's why I put together some of these baggies I'm going to talk about real quick. So I decided to go through a lot of my stuff, kind of set aside stuff I would be willing to part with if I needed something like food or water, which I hope not to, but maybe it would be a luxury item that, you know, my kids wanted or something like that. I'd like to be able to provide for them, and this would be stuff that I would be okay bartering as of right now. I apologize for the shakiness, I'm just doing this by hand. So I put together these little medicine kits, just old prescription bottles. I got 3 Benadryl, I got aspirin and Tylenol, so 2 different types of medicines, can be for fever or whatnot. So this would be something you're like, hey, you know, what do you need? They say, I'm allergic to whatever, or so-and-so has a fever. You pull this out and say, okay, what do you got? You know, if they don't have enough for this, you could split it up even smaller, just give them a couple of pills or whatever. So I got 3 of them that are exactly the same, okay? So then, I also have just the rest of this bottle of aspirin. It expired in 2014, but the thing about expired medicines is the reason there's an expiration date is because they don't want someone to take an aspirin, say they feel like they're having a heart attack. They take an aspirin, they don't think it did anything. They look at the expiration date, it's expired, or it's not expired. They sue the company because it didn't work. If it's expired, the company says, well, it's expired. It's, you know, the potency isn't probably going to be the same, so instead of taking 1, you take 2. It's not that it's not going to work once it hits this date. So, but that would be one of the first things that I would barter, just because I have stuff that does pretty much the same thing, if not the exact same thing, that isn't expired. So I'm going to keep that for myself and barter away the expired stuff. It's still going to work, but it's not going to be as potent. I also have some, like, minor cuts or injuries kit. So this has a handful of band-aids, butterfly, triple antibiotic, an iodine swab, and then some soap, because cleanliness with cuts is so important. So this is just a little snack baggie that I put together some items that I would be okay trading. So if someone comes and says, hey, I got, you know, my mom or my sister or my wife or whoever has a decent sized wound, what do you got? And I just bring out this baggie. If they don't want the whole baggie, that's fine. But they haven't seen my whole giant duffel bag of stuff saying, wow, we really need to hit this person. They got the gear. Okay? I got a couple smaller ones, so if you just have a tiny wound, I got some Casale soap pellets, band-aids, and some antibiotic ointment. Got a couple of them. Yeah, that's the same thing. This same type deal, so I got some butterfly closers, some antibiotic, and for iodine swabs. Iodine is really awesome. I need to get myself a big bottle of that. This would be just minor cuts, so it's just the band-aids and some triple antibiotic. If they wanted to barter for some soap, or maybe they already have soap, could add that in. You got some sickness bags. So-and-so is sick. So I got a nasal decongestant, some NyQuil, and some Emergen-C. So I have the same thing, but I have it all Dayquil, all NyQuil, or 1 Dayquil, 2 NyQuil. Oh, there. I also have a burn bag. So I got some burn relief gel, a couple Band-Aids, and some soap. If it was a bigger burn, obviously, I have other gear for that, but I'm not going to divvy it up into little baggies. For all I know, I might need that. So, but I have bigger packages of burn relief stuff, bigger packages of soap that I would keep for myself. Next, depending on the position of some of these people, they might want to barter for cleanliness or hygiene items. So I have 2 of the shampoo, conditioner, and face and bath soap. 2 little travel kits. These are just the kits you get from hotels. I'm not a huge fan of using them. I prefer to use my own stuff. They're good for traveling, so you know, if nothing happens, I just have to grab this baggie, throw it in my bag if I'm going on an overnight or somewhere, and I have all of that in there. But it'd be good to barter with too. If somebody has something I want, I say, hey, do you have soap? And they're like, no, we ran out of soap a year ago, you know, whatever. So that's just a little novelty item. And then I have a little bit bigger kit, which would be if I really wanted something. So I have shampoo, conditioner, bath gel, bath soap, face soap, and some hand sanitizer, and then some fluoride toothpaste. So this is kind of the mother of all hygiene kits that I just have put together again as like a bartering item. So this is mostly stuff I've gotten from a hotel, and so I just put together in a little bag. So I would take, you know, I might take a lot of stuff with me, but I'm not going to pull it all out of my bag and set it on a table showing everybody everything I got. You know, I also have some rolled gauze and some tape and whatnot that I'd, you know, be willing to barter, no problem, cough drops and that kind of thing, but that's not as easy to divvy up, so that would be on a case-by-case basis. But this is just something simple and easy to do to kind of keep everything organized. And so kind of go through some of my stuff. I try and keep it as organized as possible. So this baggie right here is what I would call kind of my trauma bag. It's got ABGs and thick gauze and tape and iodine and all kinds of stuff, gloves and whatnot. I have a Sharps bag just for IVs. Got some IV stuff in here. I got needles. I got sterile gloves, a couple of IV starter kits with the tape and everything, so that just kind of keeps everything organized. I have some hydrogen peroxide and rubbing alcohol, but I need to get a big bottle of iodine is what I want to get. That's what I've been using. I'm very accident prone, so I get cuts all the time, and I hate going to the doctor for stupid stuff like that because it got infected. And so I've been using a lot of this stuff on myself, so I like to have it around. This bottle's almost empty, so I got another one right here. And you can get this stuff at Dollar Tree for $1, you know, so it's pretty budget friendly. Some other things like this you can get at Walmart. You get, there are 2 of them. I think they're $6 or $7, but you get, what is there, 1,500 in each, so there's 1,000 tablets just in this, and that's a lot. So I usually get one of ibuprofen, which is an NSAID, and then one of Tylenol, which is a different type of drug, so it could combat different things. Aspirin's good because of what it can do to save your heart. But there's lots of different stuff. So I have like some maintenance Bayer aspirin. So if someone, you know, I know has a heart attack and they're on a Bayer aspirin regimen, you know, I have a couple backup. This is women's, but I have a couple backup in case they need to stay on that. You know, kind of help loosen up their bloodstream too, so they don't get clots. So I have some. Here's just kind of some novelty ice packs. I never use those because I use ice packs all the time, so I have them in my freezer, but they're there. I got some, if you know someone who has diabetes, this is GlucoBurst and glucose tablets. So if their blood sugar drops and you need to get it up really quick. That's what this stuff will do. So if someone comes to me and says, hey, I have diabetes, I'll be like, hey, this is what I got for diabetes, you know, that kind of thing. I have some Dramamine, some Colace. If you're not drinking enough water, you're going to get constipated. So that will help with that. Got some nasal decongestants. Here's some more aspirin. But, you know, this is some of the bigger capacity stuff that I keep for myself. So this is a burn spray. It's got lidocaine in it. This is what I would keep for myself versus a burn gel that's like a one-time use. Okay. Itch relief, an antiseptic spray. I got triple antibiotic here. Simply Saline. This lens, contact lens cleaner, could be used in a pinch to clean a wound or whatnot. Obviously, I got some Pepto. I got all kinds of stuff that could be divvied up if need be, but this is the stuff I would keep for myself unless, you know, I had something that I really needed that someone else had, you know. So I got Dayquil and stuff in the liquid form, which is what I prefer over the pills, but, you know, it's not as easy to divvy up. So just kind of my 2 cents on some medical preparedness and some trade opportunities that will definitely be there no matter what. It's going to be hard, I think, personally, myself, because I wouldn't like to turn people away, but you can't hand out all your stuff to someone who isn't going to, you know, return the favor, and then, you know, have them end up telling somebody who comes and robs you, or worse. So you just got to hold your cards close to your chest and do what you can to survive. So that's just kind of my 2 cents on that. I would appreciate seeing anybody's medical stock that they have, either for a bug out bag or for a bug in situation. Like I said, all this stuff goes in this, so it could easily be a bug out situation, but it just stays in my closet, my hall closet. That's where I go if something happens here, or if something major were to happen, that's where I would go. So thanks for watching.